My father demanded I attend my golden brother's wedding, threatening to cut my tuition. They were shocked when I revealed I earned more than him. I've always been the invisible kid in my family. While my older brother Brandon got trophies and standing ovations for literally everything he did, I was in my room teaching myself how to code on a laptop that sounded like it was gonna explode every time I opened more than 3 tabs. My dad's a retired cop, and he made it very clear who his favorite was. He'd literally say stuff like, "Brandon's got that leadership quality. You just need to figure yourself out." Brandon got a full ride to some fancy private university because my parents paid for everything. Meanwhile, I had to basically beg my dad to help with community college tuition. He finally agreed, but with conditions. I had to keep a 3.5 GPA and show up to every single family event or he'd cut me off. So yeah, I was basically his little puppet. Fast forward to last month. My dad calls me and goes, "You're coming to Brandon's wedding. I don't care what you have going on. If you're not there, I'm done paying tuition." The thing is, I was already planning to skip. Brandon and I haven't had a real conversation in like 3 years. He literally blocked me on Instagram after I refused to give him $2,000 for some sketchy crypto thing he swore would make us millionaires. But whatever, I needed that tuition money, so I sucked it up. I showed up to the wedding wearing a suit I got from Goodwill for $30. No date, no smile, just me sitting in the back row trying to be invisible like always. At the rehearsal dinner, my dad stood up and gave this whole speech about how proud he was of Brandon. How he just got some big job at an investment firm and was gonna be making 6 figures right out the gate. How he was the pride of our family. I literally watched my mom tear up while my dad talked about Brandon like he cured cancer or something. Meanwhile, my phone buzzed. I checked it under the table and almost choked on my water. It was a notification from my business dashboard. My startup, this AI tool that writes product descriptions for online stores, just hit $250,000 in monthly revenue. I'd been working on it for 2 years in secret, grinding after classes and on weekends. I never told anyone because I knew they'd either laugh or try to get involved. I sat there staring at my phone while my dad kept going on about Brandon's accomplishments. Then I did something kind of petty but honestly felt amazing. I excused myself, walked up to the hostess, and paid the entire restaurant bill, $4,000. Just put it on my card like it was nothing. When the waiter came back and loudly thanked me in front of everyone, the whole table went silent. My dad looked confused. Brandon looked annoyed. The actual wedding reception was where things got messy. I was sitting alone at a corner table when the bride's cousin, this drunk guy in his 30s, stumbled over and goes, "Dude, you look like you deliver pizzas or something." He was laughing like it was the funniest joke ever. A few people nearby started chuckling too. I just smiled and nodded because honestly I was used to it. But then something snapped. Maybe it was the years of being ignored. Maybe it was watching my dad worship Brandon for doing the bare minimum. I don't know. But I stood up, walked over to the DJ booth, and asked if I could borrow the mic real quick. The DJ looked confused but handed it over. I turned to face the whole room. Everyone stopped talking. My dad was mid-bite into a piece of cake. Brandon was standing near the bar with his new wife looking confused. I looked directly at my dad and said, "Hey Dad, remember when you told me Brandon would be the successful one and I'd be the one asking him for money someday?" The entire room froze. My mom's face went pale. Brandon's wife whispered something to him. I kept going. "Well, funny thing. I make more than Brandon now. Way more. My company just hit $250,000 in monthly revenue, so I'll be paying my own tuition from now on. Your little threats don't really work anymore." Then I turned to Brandon and smiled. Not even a fake smile, a genuine one. "Congrats on the wedding, by the way. Hope that finance job works out. And just so you know, I'm still not giving you money for crypto." I handed the mic back to the DJ and walked straight out the door. My phone started blowing up before I even got to my car. My dad called 6 times. My mom sent a paragraph about how I embarrassed the family. Brandon sent me one text that just said, "You're a piece of work." I blocked all of them and drove home. Ordered takeout. Watched Netflix. Best night I'd had in years, honestly.